and welcome back to Let's Get Local. A massive hello to all of the 600,000 subscribers out there for 101 Business Media. And Let's Get Local is being brought to you in conjunction with Walk Your Talk Productions. We are super excited to be showcasing local West Australian singer-songwriters for you on this show, and we are building up some fantastic artists that are coming on to chat to us. And one of those fantastic artists is sitting next to me right now. I'd love you to welcome Meredith Whittle. Mez, how are you, Mez?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Yeah, really well. It's good to see you and catch up and have a chat. It's been a while.
We were talking about the lack of wine, though, in this situation.
I know. We do need a glass, but that's all right. We'll save it for later.
Yes.
So what's been going down and what's happening in...
Not much.
Not much
at all. No,
not much,
just,
really now.
Hanging out in Western Australia, doing the whole USA thing,
Now, look, I know that you are a Mexican from across the border.
Yep.
But we have embraced you as a sandgroper now. Like, I am officially giving Mez that title because she's definitely earning her stripes and doing really well in WA. So how have you been enjoying being in Western Australia? How long have you been here now?
It's coming up September this year will be 3 years since one day we literally just packed up and jumped on the next flight over here, and that was it. So that'll be 3 years ago, middle of September.
And was that a decision to actually move here, or were you coming to have a look and ended up staying? Was it the old holiday and didn't go anywhere situation?
No. Well, we decided that we needed to change of scenery because, family and, we spent 40-something days in the outback on tour, and it was amazing. And we were coming home, and we didn't want to come home. So I was like, all right, so I was in the middle of a national tour over with my East Coast band, and just one day decided to jump on a plane, come here, and didn't leave. So we didn't come for holidays, we deliberately moved here. So.
Well, I am so thankful for your spontaneous decisions, or I never would have met you, I never would have got to work with you, and I've just got to say it is such an honour to work with people like you because total professional, total absolute hilarious comedian as well. We have a lot of fun, and I think it's really great to get to know so many amazing artists in this state. And how are you enjoying WA? Do you feel like you're at home here now?
I actually do. I bought a house down the beach a little bit south of Perth, and walking distance to the beach, and this coast over here, I don't think there's a bad beach in WA. No. I was about to say something then chose not to. But I don't think there's a bad beach that exists in this state. And I'm lucky enough to live very close to one, and we love it over here. My family loves it here. I'm loving jamming with all the different musos. There's a completely different sound that comes out from WA in relation to the East Coast, and it actually feels like a different country. Like there doesn't seem to be enough crossover between the bands that exist over here that I'm now privileged to see playing on weekends, and the bands over on the East that I was seeing playing. So I'm trying to kind of encourage people to cross-contaminate with each other.
Cross the borders. Come across the borders. That's great. No. And so what have you thought? Do you think that the fact that there's such a vastness here in WA that it actually does have an effect on your songwriting, or that, there's a reason why so many incredible original artists come out of Western Australia? I mean, look at what we've produced over, 30 odd years of artists coming out of here, right, starting from In Excess to, Waifs and whoever else now.
Well, I didn't know, is it Super Jesus or Baby Animals that are from...
Baby Animals are from...
I didn't know that. Yeah. I assumed they were from Sydney or something. So, so even right back to that, the artists that, I don't know what it is over here. I don't know whether it's because they're not exposed to a lot of the same styles of music, so they're not encouraged to write the same styles. I don't know what it is, but there's a space, I suppose, here that allows you to be whoever you want to be. And
And it could also honestly be something in the water. Don't you think?
Yes.
The water tastes different here, doesn't it?
The water has less fluoride here, I'm sure of it.
Less mental episodes.
I'm not commenting.
Well, guys, I just needed to let you know as well today, we have been so lucky to get Mez in because she has literally just come out of the recording studio recording a new EP, isn't it? Single that's coming out, and we've just pulled her from the block over the road to come in here to come and talk to us. So tell us about the recording studio for anyone who doesn't really know, everyone hears musicians, watches them play, but no one really realises what goes into the background work of this and the business side of it.
That's two completely separate things, the recording studio and the business of the business.
Of course. How's the recording going though? Are you happy?
I'm super happy. It's the second recording I've done over here in Western Australia. And again, the level of talent here, which is hidden away in tiny little places in, buildings you drive past on a daily basis, and there is incredible stuff going on in there.
Who are you working with? So who's your producer at the moment?
Lance Robinson from Pavement Studios.
Okay.
Hey, Lance.
Hey, Lance. Caveman Studios.
No, Pavement.
Pavement. Sorry, not caveman. You're not a caveman, Lance. Pavement
I didn't
Studios.
say that, right?
Okay.
I didn't say that. He's really respected among WA musos, and he was one of the first handful of people I met here when I moved over here. He came highly recommended from some mates of mine over east, so I thought I'd catch up and have a beer, and sure enough we get along really well, which is good. The recording studio itself it's a whole different beast from playing live on stage, and most of the time I play solo or very stripped back, so I might have sometimes a bass player and a small drum kit with me and an acoustic guitar, and it's never a massive kind of full noise sound that comes out of any stage that I stand on usually.
Okay, yeah.
But in the studio, that enables me to actually have all the rest of the vocals and all of the everything else
all the fruit.
Absolutely everything that when I'm sitting there writing a song, I hear everything going on around me and what kind of drum beats I want and what kind of sound I want on the guitar and all of this cool stuff. And in the studio, I get to actually see that come to life. So I've walked out this afternoon and just kind of gone, wow, like sat down, finished most of the tracking and stuff in the last week or so, and then sat down this morning. It's been mixed a tiny bit this morning, and the first play I just went, wow, that is just...
That must be a really special feeling because I know, even I do photography, so we can see things before we take the shot. So it's a bit like that with recording. You must be, because creatives are visualisers, we visualise or we hear how something should be or see how something should look, and to be able to bring it to life is definitely just a process that is beyond imagination until you do it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So how many hours have you spent in the studio so far on one song?
Oh, just on this song? This was only really, really quick.
Okay.
So probably 20 hours, no, maybe a little bit more, about around 20 hours so far.
Okay.
And we've walked out today and it's kind of finished. There's probably another 3 or 4 hours of mixing and mastering that's got to go into it yet. So this will be the first time I use a mastering person from the West Coast.
Okay.
In comparison, what I was doing is I'd send my tracks over east and get my crew over east and my producers over east to work on the stuff that I'm doing, like basic recordings of here. And then they send them back and, working like that. But this time it's all WA people.
So this is like true Sandgroper single coming up for you. This
is
100% WA.
Yep.
producers and mixing and mastering.
Yeah,
That's
musicians,
exciting.
the whole lot. So session musos and all
Wow,
of that
that's
fun stuff.
incredible. So when do we get to hear this awesome single? When are you looking to release it?
Well, I'm hoping by the time this goes to air.
Ooh, exciting!
So it should actually be out now.
Okay, well, by the time you watch this, hopefully Mez's single will be out. We are just going to take a little break and we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Come back to Let's Get Local and we're going to keep chatting to Mez and we are going to nail her down to play a couple of songs as well. Hello and welcome back to Let's Get Local. I have got the gorgeous Meredith Whittle sitting next to me. We've been chit-chatting about recording studios and new single coming out. So please explain more. Tell us, what's the name of the new song and when's it going to come out?
The new song's called Fancy Woman, and I'm about to go on a national tour for the song as well, which is awesome. It's coming out, should be out now.
Yeah.
And it's actually, the song's title doesn't probably reflect what it's actually about. So it was actually written about some pretty not lovely things that have gone on, and especially being a woman in the music industry, and playing music a lot late at nights and walking to my car with my guitar. It's more of a disturbing, quite dark song.
Got a dark side with a light name.
Yeah, it sounds like roses, but it's, I've just kind of said I'm embracing my inner serial killer on this track, so.
I love it.
Yeah.
I think we've all got an inner serial killer there inside us somewhere, haven't we? So really exciting. You're going over east to tour these. So I did mention before that Mez is from across the borders. We've now adopted her as our own little sandgroper in WA. But where are you originally from, Mez? And how long were you playing music there before you came over to the west, to the wild, wild west?
Okay, so I'm originally from Victoria, born in a little tiny, well, not so much tiny now, but tiny country town called Kyneton, which is in between Melbourne and Bendigo.
Okay.
And then I lived in Melbourne for a long time, and then I moved up to Bendigo.
Right.
And that's where I've been based for probably a really long time, was Bendigo. So.
And how old were you when you started playing? Like around that East Coast sort of, and when did you really start getting into music?
I'm only probably fresh back into it. So I've been playing again for about 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
I took a very long time off to have, all of these small human beings, procreated a lot.
You were busy.
I was
getting busy for a while.
And the last 5 years, I think.
Yeah, and then before that, like, what age did you actually even pick up a guitar? Seriously, because you're amazing. So when did you start that?
I picked up a guitar at 14 because my mum told me I needed to have something to accompany my voice with. Mm-hmm. I started actually dancing and doing Russian ballet at the age of 5. So, the first time I was on stage was 5, and then at about 11 there was some things that went down and I registered that I could sing, and it was, So
performance in general has always been a pretty big part of your life, hence why you have such an awesome stage presence and beautiful personality to match, and true talent to boot. I've had you and brought you into quite a lot of gigs.
Yeah.
Mez has actually been my go-to girl and lifesaver many times when it's like, Mez, I need someone now. Can you please drive up 100 kilometres? And you're the first one to get in the car. You're the first one I know I can call and rely on. And I think a lot of people don't realise how much last-minute stuff there is involved in the industry as well. Mm-hmm. And, do you love that about it, though? Do you love that there's spontaneity and last-minute craziness?
I kind of do, because there's some things that you've thrown me into that I've kind of gone, what do you mean there's 40,000 people? Yeah, okay, sure. So you don't get a chance to think about that kind of stuff or mull over it because, you know, if you have some time to actually think about the logistics of that, and then all of a sudden, if you don't, you kind of just jump in the car and then you kind of get there and you're like, there's a lot of people here. And then you just play songs and you don't kind of have to overthink it too much. So it's all right. But the hardest thing is you've got to be ready to go 24/7.
On call. On call. It's worse than being a fireman, isn't it? Pretty
Guitar
much.
strings have to be awesome all the time.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, which reminds me.
Absolutely. Guitar strings, yeah. So, when are you heading off for tour? When are you going to be over east? Where can people find you over there? And then also, we can tell everyone where to find your music in general as well. So where can we access your amazing talent?
Okay, so the 15th of September, I will be playing at this gorgeous bar, one of the last places I played before I moved here. It's called Whole Lot of Love in Brunswick in Melbourne on the 15th of September, and I've got 2 amazing artists supporting me on that night. So
Great.
Yeah, great. It's going to be a good night. The 16th of September, I will be at Babushka Bar in Ballarat.
Okay.
Again, really funky venue, great place to play.
Anyone in Ballarat, get down there.
Yep. And then there's some other gigs, which I probably can announce now because I probably will have announced them by then.
Yeah.
I'll be playing some shows at Music Man in Bendigo as well. So one on the 22nd, and there's another one in there as well sometime. And finally, my favourite venue to play in Victoria is this tiny venue called Billy Roy's Blues Bar.
Okay.
And it's under a beautiful historic pub, and it's used to be the cellar. You walk down steps that are kind of dangerous, and it is no amps, no loop pedals. It is literally an acoustic guitar and the voice, and the acoustics in that venue are just so beautiful. And so I'm playing there on the 29th of September.
That's fantastic. Now, I heard from a little birdie as well, only through knowing you, but you've actually had like professional vocal training, haven't you?
Yes.
So you can actually sing opera as well, can't you?
Yeah.
See the talent we're dealing with here? So how long were you doing that classical form before you kind of found your own, zone? Because you're kind of a rock chick, bit of funk and soul in there as well. You've got a really nice style and combination going now. Where did that come from?
Well, I started with a church choir. When I say a church choir, it was a church choir.
It was a church choir.
So I was trained twice a week. I was training with them, and that's where I got a fair amount of that classical training.
Yeah.
To be able to sing Latin arias, and I progressed. I started as an alto, and then somewhere in there progressed to a soprano 1, which was ridiculous, which I'm still blessed enough to be able to sing nearly as high as what I used to be able to sing as, which is not bad.
Not bad.
And then 2 days a week training with musical theatre.
Yeah.
And then 1 day a week training with my opera vocal coach as well. So it was 7 days a week from the time I was 11 to the time that I was 18. So I was 7 days a week training and performing.
Amazing. See, so people think when they hear a song, they think artists have just been able to create this on the spot. There's many, many years of hard work, training in different fields, exposing yourself in different areas. And you know what? We're really lucky today because Mez is actually going to play a song which technically has not been released yet, but by the time this goes to air, it will. Tell us about the song, tell us what it's called, and just a little bit of info for people. And what's your second song as well? Tell us about it.
So the first song is Fancy Woman. So again, it is a song written about...
Yes, like you touched on.
A very disturbing situation that has occurred.
Okay. And then the other song?
And the other one is called Coming For You, which was... I just love it because it's just a groovy song.
Yeah, I love it too. Meredith Whittle, where can we find out more about you? Website, Facebook, tell the people what's the web address, where are you going?
If you just write my name into Google, I have a box now.
Oh,
on Google. So
she has her
I have
own
a box.
Excuse me.
I was kind of like, what's going on with that? Anyway,
There
so
you go.
pretty much just type my name into Google. There'll be a box with everything you need.
So it's Meredith Whittle with double TLE at the end. Thank you so much for coming in to see me today, darling. And please don't go anywhere, guys, because Mez is going to come back. She's going to play a couple of songs for you. And what a treat. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Fancy woman, walking on by. Fancy woman, she met your eye. Little taste. That's why before he could fancy woman. He looked your way. Fancy woman. Today's your day. You better run and hide. Oh, 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 oh. she belongs, and now Daddy has